Well, hello everyone. Welcome. Thank you for having me here today. My name is Maartje de Wit. I am from the Netherlands, from Tilburg, and I represent Tilburg University. I used to study at Tilburg University myself. I started there 10 years ago in my bachelor's in international business administration, and I also did my master's in marketing management and marketing analytics. So today I would like to share more with you about our university, about Tilburg University, the programs, and also some practical information about studying at our university. If you have some questions at the end, we may have room for it since I believe that we are the final session. So let's get into it. So what's perhaps good to know about the Netherlands if you don't know so already? I think you probably know the difference between a University of Applied Sciences and a research university. The main difference here is professional-oriented higher education versus academic higher education. And for you, the most important to know is that Tilburg is a research university that offers 3-year bachelor's programs and 1 or 2 years master's programs. So let's continue. So the city of Tilburg, it's about the seventh largest city of the Netherlands, located in the south of the Netherlands. It's about 200,000 people in the city, so not very big. But as you can see, it's a student city. So 1 out of 5 people that live there is a student. There are many activities organized for and by students. And what's also nice to know is that there's a lot of tech and business happening in the area. Especially what's a very known company in the area in our neighboring city is also ASML, a chip manufacturer, and also some other companies like Tesla, Coolblue also have some distribution centers there. And what's nice to know about the Netherlands, since it's small, it's very easy to travel to other cities. So we actually have our own train station at the university, but you can also travel throughout the country and even throughout Europe with our nearby airport in Eindhoven as well. So if you are curious to know a little bit about our campus, I hope that if I go to the next slide that there will appear a small video. But in case not, I will shortly mention that we have an all-in-one campus showcasing a lot of the faculty buildings, meeting rooms, study areas, but also what you can see in the background is a lot of greenery with meeting spaces outside. So our university almost exists for 100 years, and the founder of the university actually designed the campus in such a way to foster building connections with people. So study workplaces, but also hangout places throughout the campus as well. So let's see if the video works. No, I apologize. The video did not work. But I hope that throughout the pictures you will have a small idea of how our campus looks as well. What's nice to know is that our campus is located next to a forest, which can be very nice during exam week, so you have some time to rest your mind a little bit. What's also good to know about Tilburg is the top quality education, the very active international community. We have some guidance for all of our bachelor students through our GROW program, which is sort of a peer mentorship program. And we also, apart from education, have a lot of innovative research happening at our university. Now, I mentioned top quality education, and with that, I also mean that we are part of the top 2% of research universities worldwide. And as you can see, we have some specific course-specific rankings that we rank quite well in. The law, we are number 32 in the world if you're talking about law, both for bachelor's and master's. Also, our psychology, business, and economics. Our economics program is also very popular. I recently actually found out this week that we are number 6 in Europe talking about the economics program. So that is something that we're very proud of and number one in the Netherlands. What you may be curious about as well is the support for career. So we have our student career services and alumni network. This really helps you to prepare for the job market. So it's not necessarily a job placement service, but they really want to provide you support during workshops and courses that you can take about building your own brand, networking. But there are also some ways to connect with companies. For instance, during the Tilburg University Career Week and also the career portal, which you can use up to 1 year after you graduate. And what's very popular in our university is also through the student body, that there's a lot of connection with the future labor market. So for instance, I work at Tilburg University. My husband, who I met in my program, works at KPMG, and he comes to the university at least twice per year for the School of Economics and Management, for internship markets, etc. So let's see. I now want to talk very shortly about our bachelor's and master's programs, because due to lack of time, I won't have, time to go into every program, but I hope this will give you a good idea. So what's nice to know before we get into it is the international environment that we have. So you can see that we have over 110 nationalities represented in Tilburg University. This does not only represent in the student body, but also our lecture staff is very diverse as well. We have fully in English taught bachelor's and master's programs. For bachelor's, these are 3-year programs. And for both of the bachelor's and the master's, we have an interactive mix of lectures and tutorials where you will have more of a focus on group assignments, problem-based learning, skills development, etc. Specifically for the bachelor students in your 3rd year, you have a mobility window, and this is the area where you will have time to explore your options in either taking elective courses at Tilburg University, at another Dutch university, or one of our partner universities, which I will show later on. And you will also have the opportunity to do an internship at a company. So for our bachelor's, we have 14 programs which are fully taught in English. You see a few more here, but that's because we try to showcase the programs in different clusters. So you can see that we have programs in the field of business and management, of social behavioral sciences, some mathematics, data, and AI courses. We have one English taught law program, and also, of course, our economics, culture studies, and communication studies. Now, there are always 3 programs that I would like, or actually 4 that I would like to highlight. So our economics program and our global law program are unique within the Netherlands. So if you want to do a full economics degree, Tilburg University will be a place for you. Global law, it's different from international law. So here you will actually learn about the different jurisdictions around the world. So really learn how to compare different law systems. And data science is also a very interesting option because you can see that it's a joint bachelor's degree together with the Technical University of Eindhoven, which means that your diploma will be recognized by both institutions and you will get really the technical knowledge from the university, the Technical University, and more of the social behavioral courses that are in the program at Tilburg University. If you are interested in interdisciplinary education or more the American style education where you have different majors, then the liberal arts and sciences program may be something for you. Now for a master's program, we have over 40 programs that are fully taught in English, including the tracks. So you can imagine that I will not be able to go through these programs one by one, but you can see some of the fields that we offer here. So, of course, within the business, we have accounting, finance, strategic management, marketing. We also have several law programs in English. Of course, psychology, social behavioral sciences, public administration, and also here we have one joint degree, a data science course for entrepreneurship and management, which is also jointly offered with the Technical University of Eindhoven, which is a very unique program and very interesting if you want to know more about data science. If you want to go the extra mile during your master's, there are various ways to do so. So you can opt for a double degree, an extended master, or for an exchange of internship. You can see that the availability of these programs are dependent on the faculty. So the double degree is only offered within the School of Economics and Management and the School of Behavioral Sciences. And for the extended masters, it's also offered at the law school and the School of Theology, but not at the School of Humanities and the School of Economics and Management. Now, I already talked about the partner universities, and you can see that we have over 220 universities represented, partner universities within 53 countries. So, especially for bachelor students, this is interesting. Also for the double degree students, but this also showcases, the quality of education since we have several very unique partners around the world. What you may be interesting to learn more about what happens after I graduate. So what's good to know is that all of the graduates from Tilburg University, either bachelor or master, so it only is for one time, they will receive a 1-year visa after graduation. So this can really help you to jumpstart your search for the job market if you are interested in working in the Netherlands. What is good to know about the Netherlands and Europe in general is that most students actually do their masters right after their bachelor's. So in that sense, employers, they often expect master's level. So that is very good for you to consider if you, for instance, are bachelor students interested in working in the Netherlands. So this visa really helps you to apply for jobs since your future employer will not need to apply for the visa in the first year. Now I have some practical matters which you may be curious about. So the tuition fees, cost of living and housing. So you can see that the programs, the tuition fees here on the left are for non-EEA students. They are for the master's program. I apologize, I forgot to add here the fees for the bachelor's. But the bachelor fees should be around between 10 and 14,000 euros per year. For the master's programs, you can see that this is higher, around 20,000 euros per year. What is good to know that if you happen to have a European or EEA citizenship, you will be able to pay the lower fee. What's also good to know is that Dutch universities do not often offer scholarships. For master's students, for bachelor's, we don't have any scholarships. For master's, there are several, but they are very unique to the program. So for instance, for our theology program, also for the joint data science degree, there is a scholarship. But if you want to know more about this, you will need to navigate through our website to see if you meet the requirements of these scholarships. Now you can see that apart from the tuition fees, the cost of living can range between 1,000 and 200,000 euros per month. This widely differs depending on the type of housing, which I will show to you on the next slide, but also on your lifestyle. So in the Netherlands, it's not as common to be able to, eat in food courts. So it's really either cooking at home or going out for dinner. So you can imagine that if you go out for dinner every evening, that your expenses will be much higher. But this should be a good estimate of the costs. And I mentioned already that the costs also widely depend on the housing. So there are three different types of housing. You can live in a student house with a private bedroom but shared facilities like kitchen, bathroom, which is the cheapest and also more community-focused option. So you will meet a lot of people here. Then the more private but also more expensive options are either a studio apartment or an apartment. So the student house can be from around 500 euros per month, whereas a studio or apartment will really be around 1,000 euros per month. Now you can already read on our slide, and you may have known this already about the Netherlands, is that the housing market is quite difficult. There's a high demand for student housing, also competing with young professionals in the market as well. So what this means is that it's not impossible. I would say that in Tilburg it's easier to find housing compared to the bigger cities in the Netherlands, but it does require a proactive approach, which means that applying to Tilburg University is on rolling admission for majority of our programs. But to have your chances of getting housing increase, we always advise students to apply early, because with your conditional admission, you will be able to apply for housing. Now, you can see that we have some reserved accommodation. On Tilburg University, we don't have our own accommodation, but this reserved accommodation is for first year international students. But this is also limited. So many students also need to navigate the private market. What is good to know is you can also see the QR code on the slide, is that we have a webpage with all of our sort of partners that we collaborate with. So sort of trusted agents and services that can help you with housing. And we also have a housing officer that can help you navigate the private market. They also offer advice. They can help you with checking the contracts, and you can see the email address on the bottom of the slides. So that was actually it for the presentation. I hope it was informative for you. I would like to share with you that we have a few interesting events coming up that are online. So these are a bit later in January, but I would advise you to already register now. The virtual orientation days is both for bachelor's and master's programs. This is a perfect way if you want to learn more about the program, because there will be interactive panel sessions with the clusters of programs. So for instance, all the business program students will be in a discussion together. The social behavioral sciences, there will be some general sessions, but this should really help you to learn more about the differences between the programs. So if you want to learn more about these events and other events, make sure to scan the QR code to go to our events calendar. So yeah, that was actually it from my side. I'm not sure if there are any questions, because the time is almost up, but if there are any questions, I'm happy to help you.